So excellent news overnight. We've had those three. I apologise, thank you. I just forget I have it on now. So excellent news overnight. We now have those three new cases. One is the partner of the cleaner who acquired the infection at the hotel where she was cleaning. So he became unwell the evening of the 7th. So he went into quarantine in the morning and was tested in the morning, and he tested negative in the morning, so that's really good. Then he developed some extremely mild symptoms that evening. So the 2 days before he went into quarantine potentially could be a risk. So I am asking people who went to any of the venues that he went to please immediately come forward and get tested. The risk is low, but the risk is there, so I really ask you to come forward. So those two venues he went to, on the 5th of January, he went to the Bunnings Warehouse at Acacia Ridge between 2 p.m. and 2:40 p.m. Then the next day, on the 6th of January, he went to the Sunnybank Cellars at Hellawell Road in Sunnybank Hills between 2:05 and 2:15 p.m. He also went to work those 2 days, but he works at a fantastic workplace who had already tested all of their staff because his partner had tested positive, so they'll do that again now, and they've done a fantastic job, so no one needs to worry about the workplace he works at. But those two sites, if anyone's been there, whether or not they have symptoms, they need to come forward and get tested immediately. If they're not sure what to do, they can always ring 13 Health. As we find out who the people are, through working with those sites, we'll also ring people. But it's far quicker if people could hear this message and come forward. Then we had another 2 cases who have recently returned from Lebanon, and they tested positive day 10 in the hotel. So that's fine, so we'll manage those 2 cases as we all do. So we're now up to 28 active cases in Queensland, a total of 1,281 cases, and as the Premier said, we've done more than 13,000 tests in the last 24 hours, which is fantastic. It's really, really important that anyone who has any symptoms anywhere in the state, no matter how mild, immediately comes forward and gets tested. Outside of places that we've notified in the media, if you don't have symptoms, you don't need to come forward and get tested, but if you've been to any of the venues. Now, I am going to go through those venues again because they're all still very important. So the Woolworths Callumvale North between 11 a.m. and midday on the 3rd of January, the Coles Sunnybank Hills Shopping Town in Sunnybank Hills on Tuesday the 5th of January between 7:30 and 8 a.m. and the Nextra Sunnybank Hills Newsagent on Tuesday the 5th of January between 8 a.m. and 8:15 a.m. So anyone who's been to any of those 3 sites or those 2 new sites, Bunnings and the Sunnybank Cellars in Acacia Ridge and Sunnybank Hills, it is really, really important you come forward and get tested. Some other news, although this is actually more relevant to Victorians, and we'll get this message out to them, we do not require Victorians who come into Queensland as of today to get tested unless they have symptoms. So we were requiring them to be tested when they came into Queensland and isolate till they had a negative result. We now only require them to get tested if they have any symptoms. So that's a change because we've done a risk assessment of Victoria, and given the reduction in risk, Victorians can still come into Queensland as they have been able to all along, but they only need to get tested if they have any symptoms. No matter how mild those symptoms, doesn't matter what the symptom is, they need to get tested and isolate till they get a result. Thank you.